everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into my tarot channel today. My name's Paulina. I'm a life coach and I use the tarot to help people heal their wounds. I'm also an intuitive and I do birth charts and so if you are interested in a reading with me, you can look below. All the information to contact me is there, and my price list as well. If you're interested in life coaching with the tarot, I offer that, or I offer it without. So I'm going to do a quick tarot reading today, and I know that the title or the theme of this reading is about healing from abuse, which I know is something everyone can relate to on even if not on a personal level. There is such a thing as, there's different kinds of abuse. So really we all have experience, even if it's not like something we grew up with in the home or, just living in this world. We are all susceptible to abusive situations. And the first thing I want to say about all of it is, I believe in the dynamic between the narcissist and the empath. And I don't think that either person is bad. No one's bad here. These are just coping skills, coping mechanisms that we've learned from childhood, ways that we learn to survive. And sometimes those really serve us and get us through a lot, really get us through tough spots. But the trick is that as we get older, it gets harder to learn how to drop those habits. And also I believe that the two are always attracted to each other. There's a polarity. People who are empathic, they gain value, and usually I know for myself, there were situations in their past where they felt different from the group because they were picking up on all the feelings. And so to create value for themselves, to make, friendships, they offer the empathy, and then that is opening the door, especially as a child, to be used by people and abused by people, especially when you don't understand boundaries. So the issue is that a lot of people who are empathic grew up in a chaotic home life, where there may or may not have been abuse present. And then the same for the narcissist. The narcissist grew up with a different kind of abuse. They grew up with neglect. So you probably, the empath was enmeshed as a way to, get the love that they needed. They became overly involved with the family and the needs of the parents and pleasing the parents. And then the narcissist has a similar route where they perceived that they could get, love from the parents by making themselves known, by achievements in the outside world, external achievements. And there's nothing wrong with either of these modalities, but the thing is that both of them can become toxic. And usually both of them are high achievers, the empath and the narcissist usually, because they both want to please. The empath is going into the feelings, and the narcissist, as their coping mechanism, they have removed themselves from the feelings. So it becomes, the empath both are selfish, because the empath becomes, well, I have no needs, I'm just feeling everyone's stuff, so it's all about everyone. And that's kind of crazy. But then the narcissist disregards others' needs because they only see, the emotionless fact of their needs. And that is a wound. That is not a nice place for anyone to be. Neither place is. So in healing from abuse, I think it's so important that we have a therapist or a life coach to work with, so that you can have an objective sounding board. And also, I think it's important to journal and to write or to express how we're feeling, because often when it's in our head, it's so hard to know what we really feel. And there's healing for the narcissist that takes place too, because in the toxic relationship, the narcissist is getting love from the empath that they didn't get from the parents. And in turn, the empath is getting love that they didn't get from their parents. Because these are, and what the narcissist offers to the empath is a point of focus, so that they don't have to think about their own stuff. So it kind of has maybe worked out that way for a long time. Also, the narcissist is usually someone who can be more lighthearted than the empath, and that might be attractive to the empath, someone who doesn't have all these emotional worries and cares. I mean, not that they don't, like that narcissist, I'm sure, I mean, we all have narcissistic tendencies, but someone who is detached emotionally, which I am not, you can ask the people in my life, they are offering the empath a way out. They're offering them to detach. But in doing so, they're also, probably subconsciously luring them into the entanglement, because they both need each other. It's like a parasitic relationship. And it's not like you have to break up or never see these people again, but just be aware that there's the dynamic. And it's kind of like in a painting when you think it's one thing and it's actually something else. Like you think it's the fact that the lighting on this one aspect of the painting is messed up. But actually, if you zoom back, the whole composition is off. And the composition is put in place before anything is really sketched out. So that's the same with us. When we're children, the composition is how we're relating emotionally. And these wounds we come in wanting to heal, we actually, I believe our soul chooses, but the greater part of us, or the small part of us, there's a discrepancy there, because we wouldn't consciously choose to have to deal with these wounds of childhood. But the greater soul, the higher self is choosing this so that we can learn to love and to heal ourselves. So the first card is King of Pentacles, Prince of the Chariot of the Earth. And I'm going to read from the Hermetic Tarot. Okay, so Prince of the Chariot of Earth, airy part of the earth. A winged figure is seen, sorry, that's just the description. Rules from 20 degrees Aries to 20 degrees Taurus. So it's really, so this card in this deck is really about moving from the self, awareness of the body and the self, to ownership, which we are going to be moving into Mars in Virgo soon. So that's not, it's not Capricorn. I mean, sorry, it is not a Taurus, but it's the Virgo that we're moving into. The Virgo influence towards the end of the month is going to make us all more like routine oriented and thinking about our jobs, and maybe you need to get a job and all that stuff. And anyway, it's just a little different. Virgo's more job and diligence, and the Taurus that's in this deck is that we are moving into the Virgo, and the Taurus in this deck is more stuff and property and place you live, values. Anyway, so meanings: increased good and or evil, solid character and intelligence. Yeah. So I feel like this is maybe a time, we do have Moon in Scorpio. When it said increased good or evil, Scorpio is an intense energy. It is an energy that can be like a laser beam on the issues in your life, and maybe you are picking up on that it might be hard you might have a propensity to really zone in on focus on things, so you want to pick the positive things, because that Pluto influence of the Scorpio moon can make us really fixate and obsess and even go into the dark psychological places of our emotions and our psyche, which is okay. Everyone needs to just be okay that we have the dark corners. And then the thing about Scorpio too is there's the rebirth after the death. So maybe there's some, it said here, character and intelligence, steady, practical application, reliable. So maybe there's something about your current situation that, like, you know, Aries to Taurus is really about the jump from the innate spirituality that we all have to the groundedness of the earth. So maybe like you're noticing how if you know, you can make changes in your life, and Aries is about the individual. So you can build things. Taurus is the builder. And, you know, character and intelligence and steady, it's like character, intelligence, steady, practical application, reliable. So think of what you can do. Like if we are in the Aries and Taurus, Aries is like, who am I? What skills do I have? The Taurus is the practicality to make money. So think of how you can interject yourself in the world right now in a practical way. And also making, like, you know, goals that are like simple goals, like practical goals. Like this week I will do this action in hopes that I will make this situation better in my life, whether it's financial or anything. But it is probably going to be in the physical realm because it's Aries to Taurus. Taurus is the earth sign. Yeah. Also, the Taurus influence here could be about partnership. This could be like a time where you're moving from being alone to with specifically one other. And also this could be a time where you're thinking about the things that give you self-esteem, like where you draw value, and also your values overall. Like, what are your values as a person? Yeah, I'm gonna pull one more card. I got Knight of Wands, Lord of Flame and Lightning. Okay. Generous, impetuous, departure, active, fierce. Rules from above 20 degrees Scorpio to the first two decans of Sag, and this includes part of the constellation Hercules. Okay, so now we're talking about Scorpio to Sag. Scorpio to Sag is really about, you can see there is a horse here, which is the Sagittarius is about equine, the horse. And then the flames, I guess, are about the Scorpio rebirth stuff. Anyway, just Scorpio to Sag is really about feeling to reason. We always learn from the sign ahead of us. So for me, I'm a Scorpio. When I meet Sagittarius, they seem to, like, they don't get bowled over by feelings in the same way. And I probably seem too feeling to them. But that can make an interesting dynamic. But anyway, just that, so in Scorpio is about, like, spirituality, like the feeling part of spirituality, where it's like the great intensity of life and death. And that kind of can take precedent in the people who have Scorpio in their chart, that like the intensity of life and death is like ever present in their daily experience, and that like intensity reads with everyone. Like, I can't not meet someone and have them not get an impression of me that I'm an intense person. And then that intensity is kind of tempered, or you know, Sagittarius is the philosopher, so they're not going to get deep into the feelings, into the experiential of life and death like a Scorpio. They're gonna sit back and laugh and make jokes about how ridiculous it all is, how, you know, we're here on this planet just fumbling around like fools, and there is like a sense of foolishness to the Sagittarius. Yeah, so I don't know if that makes sense. It's also, Sagittarius is also like the sign of our beliefs, and it can be the professor sign who is looking for the higher thought. So maybe you're in a time right now where you're moving from deep feeling to laughing at it all, to, you know, just, you were in the midst of a turmoil of some darkness, some deep feelings, because Scorpio, as I said before, those energies can really take us there to like the depths of our being. And then you're maybe moving towards a more jovial experience now, where you're able to just like have a boldness to the fact that experiences come and go, and like not make it mean some great big meaning every time. Yeah, and Mars and Venus are in Leo right now. Moon is in Scorpio, Mercury and Saturn in Capricorn. So there's a lot in the heavens about the fire and water collision, which I just was going through with the Sag and Scorpio description. In the heavens right now, in the universe, we're dealing with like maybe emotionality versus emotionality and sentimental versus like just being bombastic and like really like a flame, like the fire that goes, you know, it gets really big and then it goes out. That's how I think of all the fire signs. And then the water is just flowing. So those two energies are happening, that maybe there's an emotional current of everything that's happening more than usual, and there's, you know, some pattern stuff with the Cancer family. Cancer links us to our family. And then with the Venus and Mars in Leo, it's really about a more it's like a more here I am energy. So I hope that you can indulge in some of that and not get swept up in all the watery mess. So thank you so much, and if you are interested in working with me, please email me. My email's below, and have a great day.